Welcome back to us here at Good Morning Europe. Now, thousands of Parisians and tourists have gathered outside at Notre Dame Cathedral, not to admire the architecture, as over 13 million people do every year, but to watch in horror as it burned. This morning, 2/3 of the 12th century cathedral have been burned beyond recognition. The iconic wooden spire has collapsed, the wooden roof has been destroyed, but some of the priceless artwork inside has been saved. And authorities say the structure itself, which includes two famous bell towers, has largely been preserved. Well, as the firefighters continue to work inside, French President Emmanuel Macron has already vowed to rebuild. Annelise Borges is outside Notre Dame right now for us. Annelise, we've been talking to you all morning, and the sense that you have is that you were there witnessing this fire this morning, people trying to come to terms with the devastation and what that means for their city.
Indeed, Belle. Since the early hours of this morning, hundreds of people have been walking by the banks of the River Seine, where I'm standing, on their way to work, on their way to school, and pretty much everyone stops for a moment and watches as, of course, the workers were firefighters were still working in the early hours of this morning to control the last spots of fire. It is, of course, a heartbreaking scene. It was a very difficult moment, a very shocking moment for Parisians and for tourists alike, that within a matter of hours saw this monument, the symbol of a city and of an entire country, being nearly destroyed. Authorities insist it could have been much worse. Of course, the structure of the building has been preserved, but it will take some time for people around here to come to terms with the catastrophic loss that struck Paris yesterday.
A cultural catastrophe. Within hours of the alarm being raised, one of the great symbols of Paris is gutted after flames engulfed Notre Dame. Monday night's fire tore through large sections of the iconic cathedral, stunning many onlookers and inflicting emotional pain in others. After what felt like an agonising wait, firefighters gained access to the Gothic building. The difficulty of being able to protect Notre Dame, which stands on a small and historic island in the middle of the Seine, having become all too evident. As it burned into the evening, firefighters battled to prevent one of the main bell towers from collapsing and tried to rescue religious relics and priceless artwork. One firefighter was seriously injured, the only reported casualty. Locals and visiting tourists reacted with horror at the destruction.
We're shocked. It's 850 years of history. It really hurts. We're sad.
Notre Dame is also a huge cultural and historic heritage site. For me, it's France that's been wounded. France is burning.
I feel like Paris is crying now, not just me.
Late into the night, the operation to dampen down the flames was still going on. The cause of the fire is not yet clear, but officials say it could be linked to the renovation work that began after cracks appeared in the stone, sparking fears the structure could become unstable. The Paris prosecutor's office has opened an inquiry into accidental destruction by fire. Meanwhile, thousands of onlookers lined bridges over the Seine and along its embankments, some singing Ave Maria for the much-loved Notre Dame.
Entre toutes les femmes.